Luckily, our next speaker would never bring the fight against 5 million law-abiding, decent people. No, unlike Cory Booker, he brought the fight against drug runners and terrorists as a member of the United States Navy. As a member of the U.S. House, he championed national right to carry reciprocity. And in 2016, he was elected to the U.S. Senate, where he quickly worked to block an Obama-era rule that would have stripped hundreds of thousands of law-abiding Social Security recipients of their Second Amendment rights. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm NRA welcome to a great supporter of freedom, the senior senator from Indiana, Todd Young.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Indianapolis. Hello, Patriots. It's great to see all of you here today. I want to welcome you to the Hoosier State, for those who traveled long and far. How is our president? How about our president of the United States? What a special day this is. A president who supports our individual right to own and carry. That sounds like a good thing to me. So let me just take a brief opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for helping to elect a president that will stand up for our constitutional rights. Thank you for electing a vice president from the great state of Indiana, and Mike Pence, who will stand up and safeguard our cherished freedoms. Thank you. Thank you, just a couple of years ago, for sending this Marine to the United States Senate for the state of Indiana. And thank you for sending me a heck of a partner in Mike Braun. Wasn't he great? So Mike and I are working really hard to protect your conservative values in the United States Senate. We're making sure Democrats don't take away your rights as law-abiding citizens. You know, sadly, while Senate Republicans do this hard work of confirming pro-Second Amendment judges and reforming our court system, Democrats are pushing a radical, far-left agenda. This is why it's critical that we maintain our Republican majority in the United States Senate. We have to elect candidates who understand that guns don't commit crimes, criminals commit crimes, and criminal activity is already illegal. As chairman of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, or the NRSC, I'm working hard to ensure that we elect the right candidates who share your values. The NRSC is the campaign committee responsible for recruiting and supporting Republican Senate candidates. Now, in the last 2 years, the Republican Senate majority has confirmed 2 excellent associate justices of the Supreme Court of the United States, Brett Kavanaugh and Neil Gorsuch. We've confirmed almost 100 federal judges. Nearly 1/5 of the federal circuit court has been nominated by this president, confirmed by this Republican Senate majority in just 2 years, and folks, we're just getting started. It was also your Republican Senate majority that gave us tax cuts, which have catalyzed economic growth, restored consumer optimism, and are causing wages to rise across the country. It's certainly working here in the state of Indiana. It's the Republican majority that's standing up for free enterprise and advancing a pro-growth, pro-freedom, pro-jobs agenda. And it bears repeating, it's a Republican majority that's protecting our Second Amendment rights. Friends, neighbors, it's critical that we protect this majority. While the Republican majority in the Senate is growing our economy, fixing our courts, protecting our rights, and making you proud, Democrats in the House of Representatives, led by Nancy Pelosi, want less freedom, more taxes, and they continue to attack your Second Amendment rights. Don't you agree this is a fight we have to win, folks? We have to win this fight. So over the last 2 years, your GOP-controlled Senate has been America's force multiplier, working with President Trump to restore hope in our future, I feel it here in this room. People are hopeful. They want it to continue. We're working hard to provide an alternative to government by coastal elites. Fellow patriots, your Republican Senate is also America's firewall against threats to American freedom. Today's Democratic Party has gone even further to the liberal left than we saw under the Obama days, with many of its most prominent leaders openly embracing socialism and almost none disavowing it. If we don't have Republicans pushing back against these dangerous ideals, we risk losing the next generation to the very threats we spent the last half of the 20th century fighting, and we don't want to do that. Throughout our Republican Party's history, we've also been America's anchor of stability. Now, our Republican Party was founded back in 1854. We were a weird amalgam of Whigs, Free Soil Democrats, Know-Nothings, and a host of others. And we came together and formed a Republican Party whose policy agenda has naturally evolved over the years. It's evolved as our economy has changed. It's evolved as we've seen new opportunities for our people to seize. It's evolved as we face different challenges as a nation. But it's always evolved to try and seize new opportunities for all of our citizens so that they could realize their full human potential. Despite these evolutions in our policy agenda, which will continue, we follow a philosophical North Star. We, and we alone, are a party that anchors all of our policies in America's foundational premise that our individual rights are gifts from God. You might say they're endowments from our Creator, if you prefer. They're not gifts from government. No, they exist prior to government, and they mustn't be taken away by government. Republicans are the party of limited government. We want humble but effective government. We understand that our federal government has proper boundaries and limitations which must be respected, and those boundaries and limitations are outlined in the Constitution of the United States. Make no mistake, it's going to take a strengthened Republican majority to protect those rights. And as your senator, this Marine promises to continue to do everything within his power to make that happen. Hoorah! Hoorah! Well, thank you again for allowing me to serve you in the United States Senate. Thanks for this opportunity to say a few words. Keep the faith, keep up the fight. God bless you, and may God continue to bless America. Semper Fi.